What's up, nerds?
It's been recorded.
Nerds! Welcome back.
Nerds! You remember Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah.
Nerds!
Fucking ogre.
Ogre?
Jesus.
All right, so this is episode 18. So we're talking about a Marvel movie today. We were in the timeline. Apparently, we're supposed to talk about Incredible Hulk, but that wasn't part of the Marvel. That wasn't part of Marvel yet.
Plus, it's not on Disney. So
And yeah, it's not a Disney Plus timeline. If you're going by Mudo's way of checking.
no, it's literally not on Disney.
Thank you.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like that's how he would check. He'd be like, "Aren't we supposed to talk about Thor?" And I'm like, "No, it's Incredible Hulk. We
Yeah.
talked about it like twice." And he was like, "No, hold on."
And I pulled it up twice.
And then he pulled up the Disney Plus, like, you know, it has that playlist, the section
Yeah.
where it says like timeline.
yeah,
That's
timeline
what he
order.
was going by. And Incredible Hulk wasn't on there. But I pulled up like the actual like list, like on an article, and he was like, "What?"
Like, yeah,
Okay.
I was totally blown away. Dude. Like, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, I didn't realize that was part of the thing, dude, but okay.
But
Yeah.
it's weird because it doesn't feel like Incredible Hulk is actually part of the MCU. I mean, it is, but it just doesn't feel like it is. for some
Right,
reason.
right.
It's
So
probably because it's a different actor too. It's Nord.
right,
Yeah.
because, yeah, exactly. So it feels like its own kind of film, like outside of the MCU kind of stuff and everything.
Right,
But,
right.
Yeah.
but canonically, like, with Ruffalo.
Kind of what?
Canonically?
Oh.
Canonically, yeah.
Oh, we're using big words today?
Canonically or chronologically?
Canonically.
Canonically.
According to canon.
It's canon.
It's canon.
Oh, okay.
It actually is, because that Marvel used that as like
Yeah.
his origin story for Mark Ruffalo's Hulk,
Right.
and that's why there's
Okay.
so many references, like in the first Avengers movie where he's talking about, you know, like him putting the gun in his mouth and trying to eat the
that's
bullet or
right.
whatever
That
stuff, and
was
then the other guy
the-
spit
That
it
was
out.
Fight Club. I'm just kidding.
And Abomination is, I mean, he comes out.
He does come on She-Hulk and everything,
Right.
so yeah, so that all is part of it. It just Mickey's right, like it just doesn't feel like,
Like,
it.
It
yeah.
doesn't feel, I said it.
You
And
said
that-
it. I'm sorry.
that's why, like,
Don't credit Maggie.
That's
for
the
my
that's the Rump
obser-
stock. I'm sorry, that's the
Yeah.
Rump stocking, dude.
All right,
Sorry.
Thank you.
But yeah, like, just like give your like quick thoughts on Hulk. Like mine, like even the first one with Banner, that one, like neither of them were very memorable.
They were not.
So that's why I was like,
They were
we can like brush past it really quick. But I mean, I didn't think they were all that.
I mean, I like the second one. I mean, you had was it Tim Roth?
Yeah, and then
It's like,
that's the one with Norton.
Yeah, you know, Tim
Yeah,
Roth.
Norton, yeah.
Yeah, when he was like, you know, if I knew what I know now when I was 21.
He was
Right.
the, he was the one that was
Beast.
Abomination.
Yes.
Yeah.
But even then, I mean, you guys are. I agree with what you guys are saying, but at the same time, I say, well, like I'm trying to disagree, but it's so weird to me that you have two Hulk movies, two full Hulk movies, two different actors, a great director. I mean, Ang Lee is a great director, but the
Is he
only
though?
time he is. The first time that I felt like somebody really understood the character was Josh Whedon in Avengers. That scene when he says, that's my secret. I'm always angry. Those like 5 seconds to me did more for that character than the previous two movies.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that was the essence. That you don't need to overthink the Hulk. He's just a guy that just gets angry and turns into a monster. That's it.
Well, I mean, even don't get me wrong. I mean, I like Eric Bana. I like fucking Edward Norton. They're great actors. But for that role, like to me, like to see as a Bruce Banner. Banner was a scientist. He's a geeky dude.
Right.
And the one that pretty much like emphasized that role itself is Mark Ruffalo. Like he can play.
Yeah.
Like you can, right? You know what? You're the quiet guy. Like you're the last dude to suspect in a fucking fight. He's gonna do anything to me. Right.
Yeah.
And he fucking flips off his shit.
And,
He's like,
and that was
"Oh,
another
fuck."
thing too. I think when they showed Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, that was one of those things that they were like, at the time it was like, you know what, like maybe the Hulk isn't a character for a full on movie by itself, considering like how the other two movies like didn't really do so well at the box office. There was all that kind of
Right.
buzz or whatever stuff. And honestly, I think the Hulk could definitely carry a movie by himself, like with the right story.
Right.
I just think maybe that they weren't telling the right stories with the first two movies.
Oh no.
Right.
You know, and it's just one of those kind of things where, like, yeah, they tried to make an origin story, and it got kind of got away from them a little bit.
Well, I think it goes back to, I mean, 'cause I was watching like for like the new Spider-Man, right, with Tom Holland. We never got an origin story because we already fucking heard it
Right.
50 billion times. So you can do another movie with the Hulk, but we already know his story.
Right.
So he's fucking around with gamma rays. He gets blasted. He became the Hulk. We all know that. That's him. So just make another movie where, like Planet Hulk or something, or like that time where he split from the Avengers and was it in Ultron?
Yes.
Where he just takes off and disappears.
Yeah,
Right.
Like what happened?
That's where he was. He was in Planet Hulk. That's where
actually
he was on
that's the
Sakaar.
beginning. I mean, the adaptation of the beginning of Planet Hulk.
But
In the comics, they actually banish him. They
Yeah.
banish. They like
the Marvel Illuminati.
The Marvel Illuminati, which is
it's
what comes out in
Doctor Strange, Multiverse
Doctor
of Madness.
Strange. Yes, exactly.
Those dudes.
Reed Richards.
Professor X, Black Bolt, Namor.
So they're like
The weird motherfuckers. Yeah.
Sure, but that's like the Marvel Illuminati. They decided, they all got together and like, you know what? Like the Hulk, like
He's too dangerous to be left.
he's too dangerous.
Right.
So let's go ahead and put him in a planet by himself where he's just gonna be alone, where he's just gonna
Talking to the mic.
oh,
Barely hear you.
where he's just gonna be, have a peaceful life. They adapted that into what became, because what happens? The ship somehow got off course, and he ended up in the planet of in Planet Hulk or whatever. But to agree, by the way, we're supposed to be talking about Thor, but we're going on a tangent about Hulk. But
Fuck is we?
point taken.
No,
What
continue. Finish.
to what Mudo was saying was that with the right story, like the Hulk could work.
Yeah. And it has to be Mark Ruffalo, because anybody else at this point would be like, nah, you just fucking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. The only thing is that like Planet Hulk has already kind of been done in Thor Ragnarok. Like that was part of.
That was a big part.
That was a big part of Thor Ragnarok. Was a whole planet like they brought in elements of Planet Hulk to fill in that movie for Thor Ragnarok. So unfortunately, like a standalone movie of the Hulk by himself as like Planet Hulk would not work anymore, because they already did that. So
Yeah.
But there are plenty of great Hulk stories out there that they could easily adapt and do a good Hulk solo movie. Yeah.
Well, they could do a co-op movie with him and Wolverine, since they're bringing him back.
I mean,
Why?
they could, but it just.
Why Wolverine though?
There's a great story where
Where the Hulk literally rips Wolverine in half.
Well, not only that, but Wolverine actually, his first appearance
Was in Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first appearance. But anywho,
Yeah.
Thor.
So go with Thor. It's
Yeah.
it's if you analyze the movie itself, it's a perfect story where you got the little cocky ass rich kid or.
Dude, I
That is
forgot
cute.
how much of a douchebag he is in the beginning of this movie.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like we asked to
That was the whole
learn.
point.
Yeah, and he
No,
played it
but,
well. Like he had
like-
to,
Yeah, but
Humble himself to
But
actually
after so
earn
many
it.
other movies, like where he's
Right,
not a
right.
douchebag, like you forget that, like at the beginning of this one, like he was a douchebag.
Right, right.
Like he's always cocky. That's like he's always the strongest Avenger and all that shit, so he says. But then in this one, like he's just like
He's an asshole.
arrogantly an
hey, he's
asshole.
a typical jock.
Yeah.
That's where he is.
Yeah.
Typical jock,
And
little rich kid.
And I think that actually makes like his story, like his arc, kind of like better. Like when you look at his character development over all the movies he's been in, like it makes it so much better, because he goes from being that asshole to being Thor, dude.
Thor.
And even through Fat Thor, and then through Morning Thor, and then through various like you've seen him change a lot as a character.
What did you look at me when you said fat? What
You were just sitting across from me, dude.
okay, all right. Just checking, okay? I'm working on it, okay?
I thought it was because he's fat.
Shut up! He's right here, fool. Shut up!
He can hear us.
He can hear you, man. Shut up!
If you don't move, he won't
Like he wants
see you.
Clever girl.
Two movie references, nice.
Yeah, dude. So
Good job, points.
thank you. So so it's just one of those things where to see him grow. So my big thing, like when I started rewatching it for this episode, was like how fake his fucking beard looks, dude. Like they made it like too blonde. Like it looks weird. Like it's almost like non-existent, sort of at times. Sometimes it's just like, nah, man. I like Thor with the big beard. Big thick bearded Thor, dude. That's my Thor.
That's your
That
nitpick,
sounds-
Noodle? The
yeah.
beard?
That sounds a little
we'll
biased,
get
dude.
there. Well, I mean,
Yeah, okay, I'm biased.
Says
dude.
the guy that has the big beard.
I'm just amazed watching the whole movie. It's like, how the fuck did what's his name? Odin.
Uh-huh.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins, like how such a great fucking actor he is. Like just in general, like you literally like if it was just him by himself in the movie, that would have been perfect.
Oh, he could have carried this whole
yeah,
movie.
he
by
carried the whole
himself,
movie. Yeah, I mean he literally
Well, the
made
scene,
this movie.
Well, the scene like when he banishes Thor, when he growls at Loki, like that was totally improvised, right? Like that was just him doing his thing, right?
Oh,
and
really?
they said it was
Yeah.
so intense, dude, that like when you see Loki and Thor crying, dude, like they were literally crying because Anthony Hopkins scared them so bad, like he made them cry, dude.
Oh shit!
They don't cry though.
Speaking of trivia, a little bit of trivia. Did you know that the casting for Thor, ultimately, it was between what's his name?
Hemsworth?
Huh?
Chris Hemsworth?
Well,
Chris Hemsworth and Liam.
Liam Hemsworth, the little brother, he
Oh,
the little brother. They
he
were
Oh, thank God.
he read
Yeah,
for it
no.
as well.
they were like neck to neck, and it went to Chris. I mean, I think that was the right choice. But imagine like you're like it was brother and brother.
Don't get
you
me
know?
wrong. I mean, Liam is a good actor.
Yes.
I have nothing against him. I mean, he's great, but I can't.
I can't.
He's did.
I think he's just got the wrong look, dude. I think because
Yeah.
because in the comic books, I mean,
Yeah.
and I know they want to try and stay as close to the comics as possible, as far as like the looks of the actors and everything.
Right.
And I mean, I think with Chris being just a little bit taller, a little bit broader, blonder,
Blonder, yeah.
you know,
He-
I think
he
that
looks
really,
the part.
yeah, he looks like the part, yeah.
All right, so you like Chris. You like Chris Hemsworth. Let's just
Oh.
you know.
Well, fucking
I'm team
Tom
Chris all the way,
Hiddleston,
dude.
dude.
Let's
That's
just call a spade, and
You can't use that word anymore, Miggy. I'm messing
Even-
with you, dude.
I was like, what?
Even
What is-
Tom Hiddleston. Look at how
Tom
young he
Hiddleston,
looks.
fucking- he looks young as
He looks
fuck
like
there.
a little baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah.
dude. He looks like almost girly in this movie.
Yeah, dude.
I know he was in other movies before, but like this one just literally
Yeah.
just like from the actors. I mean, we had Anthony Hopkins. We all know he's a badass. Chris Hemsworth, he was starting, but Tom
Yeah,
Hiddleston
yeah.
out of nowhere just came out. Like he literally stole the show.
Dude, even the
He did.
even the casting for the Warriors 3 and Lady Sif, dude, like that casting was great too, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I
agree.
And the guy who plays Volstagg actually played the Punisher in Punisher Warzone.
Warzone, and he did that G.I. Joe Retribution. The
I'm sorry, what?
Bumblebee, Butterfly, Firefly, or something like that.
No, what was the other word you said?
Retribution?
Retribution?
Retribution.
Retribution.
Hey, I have 5 fucking rumplements in me.
Hey,
right?
cool. Well, you got more than that in you, but
Those 2 inches don't count.
What did he say? How long is the shot glass?
I don't know. Fucking.
About 2 inches.
that's what he's
About 2
talking
Alright. It's like 8 then.
But going back to our recurring theme, that's the genius of Marvel. You know, like Tom Hiddleston. What a great cast. What a great villain, right?
Right.
I don't know
Having said that-
who was this pretty white boy? Looks like the
Robin Hood?
Robin Hood. Yeah.
He's one of the Warriors 3, dude. So
One of the worst three, and they base his performance on, or
Yeah.
he based his performance on Errol Flynn.
on Errol Flynn, Robin
There
Hood.
you go, Robin Hood. Yeah, Errol Flynn.
So
I was
in-
saying Princess Bride.
also based on Errol Flynn's Robin Hood a little bit loosely.
What's his name?
Terry Ewells.
Carrie
Terry
Ewells.
Ewells,
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So in the comic books, the Warriors 3 are Thor's best friends in Asgard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's I can only remember Volstagg, dude, because he's Volstagg the
Jackie Chan
They-
and Xena.
what do they call him? Do they call him Volstagg the like
Mighty?
No, they call him like Volstagg like basically they call him Volstagg the Fat. It's basically like whatever word they use to describe him. Like it's a cool sounding word, like but it means fat.
Gargantuan.
And yeah, he's in the comic books he's a lot fatter, dude. Like he's a very large motherfucker, dude.
Oh man, this
Yeah.
one he's 3 boars,
But he's still-
2 pigeons.
Yeah, dude, but he's like Sammo Hung, dude. Like, you know, he's a big fat guy, but he still kicks ass, dude.
Pretty agile.
Yeah, dude, he's a fat dancing ballerina, bro. He whips ass, dude. It's amazing.
So going back to the rewatch, right?
This scene itself, where they're riding down in fucking horses, where
Okay.
you have all this magic, like
I mean, the hell, what I was gonna say, right? It's just
oh, sorry. I was just thinking about like this nitpicking shit. Like,
go ahead, man.
I was like, you have all this shit, and like, you're riding horses.
And actually, dude, the one that got me was like, this is the only scene. Like, as long as that fucking bridge is to get from the main city out to the fucking where Heimdall is,
Yeah.
and the rest of the movie they all walk the bridge.
Yeah,
Nobody else rides a horse the rest of the way for the rest of the movie, dude. They all walk the bridge
I
after
didn't
this.
notice that.
Yeah.
The one part that made me realize or like see that like it comes later on, but it's when Like Loki's at the main castle, and he sees something happening at the gate or where Heimdall's at, and like it looks far as shit.
Yeah.
And like I think that's when they come back.
Yeah.
And like he like walks away like storming, like he storms off, and I'm like, you're gonna walk that whole way?
Right, yeah, you know, it's like that's like Vegas far, dude. You know, like
Yeah,
you know, you're at one in the strip
what-
and you're looking like 2 casinos down. You're like, it's just right there. We can walk.
Yeah,
like
you're gonna have
fucking an hour and a half later and 3 miles. You're like, oh my god,
lost in the fucking
like you're
casino.
still not out of the parking lot of the first casino you left, dude. Like, god damn it.
Exactly, dude.
That's the movie magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But no, so just going back, you know, talking about the rewatch. Overall, I thought that it still worked. I mean, I kind of liked it, but I wanted to like it more because we've rewatched, we rewatched Iron Man, Captain America. I thought those movies held up pretty well, but is that testing?
you can't hear you.
Testing.
Hear you, dude.
We don't fall already, but we know we're steady. And then they went 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam, 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 no, no. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Last time you yelled at me because I was too loud. Now you yell at me because I'm too.
Well, you're Puerto Rican. There's no on and off switch.
I never yell at you for being loud. I yelled at you for your fucking fingers being too loud on tables.
Oh yeah. I get a lot of complaints about my fingers.
You can't do it right. Can't find the spot.
Damn.
So
That fucking
anyway,
self-deprecation shit really works on you. I know.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I was
I don't know. Is it a good thing or you don't know how to do it?
apologies to my first girlfriends.
And boyfriend.
I know, and Mark. Sorry.
the guy that sold my couches today. His name was Mark.
Do you know
Did he say anything about me?
No.
Did he ask about me? Okay.
It seemed like he wanted to. He kept following me around the fucking store.
Yeah, he does that. He does that. So that's how we started dating. Okay, can we?
okay, good. Then you could go ahead.
Can we?
good.
Okay,
Yes,
so going back. What the hell was I gonna say? Oh,
fucking know?
can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
I thought that Loki's, despite the fact that he's a great actor, I thought his arc was kind of weak because he just turned bad like for no reason all of a sudden. All of a sudden, he would just turn bad because, well, you didn't tell me that I wasn't really your son, so therefore, I'm just gonna kill you and take over. Like, wait, like you were just cool a moment ago. Like, why is that gonna? Like, I thought that part was kind of like it felt forced to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, like,
I can see your point on that, but but watching the whole movie itself, like you have this one, you have this one son who can never do anything wrong, even when he does fuck up. You know, he's the favorite, and you got the second one that have, you know, everybody else has, you know, blonde hair, the lighter skin. You know, I'm the darker one. I'm the misfit of the thing. I've always been the
little black sheep.
The little black sheep. Exactly.
Oh,
About
he's
Loki.
talking about Hitler.
That's a good question.
Oh,
And so I can see where like he's trying to, like, the whole movie itself, like his whole reason was he's trying to prove himself to his father. And and you see at the end where Anthony Hopkins, you know, Odin's like no, like you didn't do it for me, you did it for yourselves. Like, I always accepted you.
Yeah, you know,
who
it's,
you
it's a
were.
totally like bass backwards like motivation, dude. You know,
Bass backwards.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
So in his head, like, he never
Who's
realized.
a poet? Did you know this by now?
Huh?
He's a poet.
wordsmith.
He's a
Thank
poet.
you.
Didn't even know it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like, I mean, so you have, you know, he didn't realize that his father loved him no matter what. Like, I accepted you the way you are. You just didn't see it.
But I didn't
But then
get.
it
I
goes-
didn't get that. Like, to me, it felt like he knew, just didn't care. Like,
Well,
he
he's-
literally,
well,
Odin literally passed.
he's so
Thor.
mentally fucked up. Like, he thinks like, I need to do something to be better than, because he's competing with Thor all the time.
Yeah, but at this, just going on that same logic, like Odin shut down Thor because Thor, you know, didn't measure up.
Yeah.
he didn't measure up.
And-
So You got something?
No,
Sir.
go ahead.
So he didn't measure up. So he's obviously putting Thor in his place. Why would Loki get jealous?
Because it's all about Thor, not
I
Loki.
just literally said that.
Right.
no, but even let's get understand. Like, I mean,
Are you paying attention,
I
Martin?
am paying attention. You
Okay.
motherfucker.
All right. How many fingers am I holding?
You're in 4.
Okay.
You
Good.
say urine?
Well, it's 3. What
Urine.
was that fat finger?
4.
He said it in Viking because
Oh.
he wants to get in character.
Oh, okay.
I want meat. What
So,
did I say?
so the other thing is like that's why, like, I think they kind of missed a little bit of it. But the way that Loki kind of like plays with Thor, like where he does, multiple projections of himself, and he does like disappearing and vanishing and stuff like that. Because
Right.
he is the trickster god. That's kind of
Right.
his shtick, right? But that's kind of like what made him such a good adversary for Thor was that he's the mental one. Like he's smaller. He's not as strong as Thor is.
Right.
But like he can't beat him in a fight, but he can beat him with his mind, and
Yeah,
that's
he's
what
more
makes him
intelligent.
dangerous for
Sure.
Thor. Yeah.
Sure, it's a little bit. I mean, if you want to really stretch the analogy, it's a little bit like the Joker and Batman, right?
Right.
Batman plays it straight. He's a straight shooter. He's by the book. He represents order.
Right.
The Joker, Loki, which I don't know, maybe he was even based on it. I don't know.
Possibly.
He represents chaos. He represents randomness. He represents being sneaky
Right.
because he doesn't measure up in the strength.
Right.
So yeah, I mean they're greatly matched, and I mean I agree with all of that. I'm just talking about the part where why did Loki turn bad? Like it would have made sense if they had been bad. Like if they had shown him from when they were little kids. Like okay, Loki, he always liked to mess around.
Right.
But they present Loki as this, just wholesome little kid, and then
Right.
when he's older, all of a sudden he just decides to
Be a dick.
be a dick. Yeah, exactly.
So-
there you go.
So with the benefit of hindsight, those two things, right? Like one thing just came to mind when you were talking about that, but the first thing that came when I was rewatching it was like some of the shield agents, right? Mm-hmm. Like with the hindsight, going like that fucker's Hydra, shoot him. I was just like watching this shit, like fucking arrest that puto, like right now, like and like I know that guy's Hydra, like son of a bitch. So like with hindsight, right? Seeing it, but how beautifully they set it up to where that didn't pay off until later, right?
Right.
So now with what you were saying about, with like they should have showed Loki being a little shit like his whole life.
Right.
The scene in Thor Ragnarok where he's talking about the snake, like, oh yeah, he loves snakes. So I went to admire it, and then all of a sudden he jumped out and it was him, and he's like, oh my god, I'm a snake, whatever. Like that would have been so cool to have seen that like in this movie. Like if they would have known that was coming, that would have been cool to see in this movie. So,
Exactly.
So that in Ragnarok, when he talks about it, we saw it in Thor. You know what I mean? Like that would have been cool.
And I mean, I completely 100% agree. But then again, you're talking about almost 10 years difference.
Exactly, dude.
Oh,
No,
like-
I mean, I know they couldn't have planned that, but but still, dude, like that, like little wishful thinking, like, oh man, I wish I could,
totally.
with the value of hindsight, like some of the stuff that we've seen in the other Thor movies, like it would have been cool to have like been able to see this one, like, oh, that's where that paid off. Oh, that's where that joke comes from.
If they have left like little seats there. I agree.
But I see what you're saying, like, because I feel like in this one, like, it seems like Loki changes his motives like twice.
Yeah.
Because he wants to take the throne from Thor to prove to Odin that he's able to be king. Then later on, he says he's dead, and he gets Thor banished to again prove that he can be king, but going on a different method.
Right,
And then after
trying-
that, he just goes against Thor completely.
Right. Like all of a sudden, he's just like, you know what? I'm just evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill my brother.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one of my main complaints.
Yeah, because in all the whole movie itself, you see that Thor is about family and love, and he goes, "I love my brother." You can't even at the where he
Right.
confronts him, is like, "I'm not gonna fight you," and they get made like, what the fuck did he do? Like, did he steal your girlfriend?
Right. Like,
Right, exactly.
Like, yeah, like,
what did he do that for you to hate him so much all of a sudden?
Yeah, like
exactly.
They've been
That's
bottling up for years. Like,
Yeah.
did he see with their first love or some shit?
That would make perfect sense, actually.
Yeah, that would make a lot
I
of
mean,
sense.
I
Right.
would understand that. Like, all right, well, you fucked my girl. Like, what the fuck?
And you know what, dude? Like that was such a badass move too, dude. When Thor puts the hammer on his chest,
Yeah.
like knowing that he
Yes.
can't lift it and he's gonna it's gonna pin him. That's such a badass move, dude. And I wish that they would have like done that as a move like elsewhere, like in other Thor movies or like even in Avengers and stuff.
Yeah.
Just
here.
just,
I
pin a
agree.
motherfucker. Like, yeah, dude, just here.
That
Yeah.
fucking kill fucking tripped me out when I first saw it.
Oh, when he goes right through the giant.
I know. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like Hercules all over
Think-
again. He's gonna get swallowed by the monster, and he just flies through the back of his throat.
Yeah,
I was like,
boom.
damn.
So it's been about like
how happy
like
he looks,
him
dude.
like him flying. Is it because he's spinning the hammer so fast,
The hammer pulled him off.
or can he actually naturally fly?
No, it's
Okay,
gotta be.
so
It's
that's
gotta
the
be
hammer.
with me on this.
Yes.
It's a function of the hammer.
It is. He has to hold on to the hammer.
So like he throws like he's literally throwing the hammer and he's like
Yeah.
He actually
flying
explained-
with it.
He actually says in Thor Ragnarok, where he's talking to Korg for the first time. He's like, "Yeah, I had this hammer. You know, I was swinging. It would pull me off." And Thor's like, and Korg's like, "The hammer pulled you off." He's like, "No, it would lift me off the ground and I would fly." You rode the hammer? No, I flew with it. Oh, it's a flying hammer. You know, like it's just the whole thing. But he's trying to explain this shit. But yeah, it's a function of the hammer.
Isn't that when he says you should have run it like a bike or some shit like that?
Yeah, but just the whole pulled him off joke, dude, like that.
And that's another thing. I mean, getting completely off topic, but I feel like the first two Thor movies were okay, whereas Ragnarok really goes deep into the character and has fun with it.
Yes, dude.
Just the fact that it's a different director,
Yeah.
which is
And-
Taika Waititi,
And a lot more colorful.
a
and-
lot more colorful, a lot more action, a lot
What does that mean
more.
about it? Like the first two are dark as shit, like the emo kids, and then fucking gets all
Right.
happy and
And then Care Bear face. Yeah.
I mean, it just goes to show, like, movie wise, like how you can have. Am I coming through okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you hear this?
He hasn't hit you yet, so
Okay. How just having a different vision as a director can really make a lot for the character,
Which
Go
is,
ahead.
which is kind of funny because Waititi, he also did Love and Thunder, and that movie was just everybody.
Okay.
Honestly, all over the place, dude.
Yes,
Like,
but I'm still doubtful that was all Waititi. Like, I feel the hand of some freaking executive in there, because Waititi is a proven director. You know what I mean? And,
Right.
and there's so many things in Love and Thunder that just felt so forced that
yeah.
it went fucking everywhere in that movie.
it went everywhere. Yeah.
I mean, I loved it. I mean, the whole scene that at the end of that movie is that's his daughter. That's actually his real daughter.
yeah.
But-
It
Yeah.
was.
So getting back to Thor 1.
Uh-huh.
So for that scene, so as for people who aren't like looking at what we're looking at, we actually have the movie playing while we're discussing it and everything. So it's actually at the scene, the banishment scene. And so this is a scene that was improvised by Anthony Hopkins. Like they had the lines and
Yeah.
everything and all that, and you actually see Thor's eyes like they're watering, like he's on the verge of tears, and Loki actually does cry, and that's because Anthony Hopkins made them cry.
Scolded the
Dude.
shit out of him, bro. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, dude.
it's like your mom pulling out the fucking chancla. Ya valiste verga, puto.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's Anthony Hopkins,
Yeah.
Like we've been,
Like
we've been
that-
saying this since the beginning. Like just the casting. Like okay,
Right.
you
Yeah.
freaking got Anthony Hopkins to play Thor.
to Odin.
I mean,
Odin, yeah.
we can edit that out, right? No.
We'll fix it.
I'm keeping that in.
We'll fix
I
it.
don't know how tall is Anthony Hopkins. I feel like he's like 5'8", my size.
He's like 5'7", dude, but he's 6'20" with the attitude.
Yes.
It's like Marlon Brando, playing Jor-El in the original Superman.
Right.
No
right,
shit.
You're bringing a heavyweight.
Yeah.
You're bringing in the big guns
Right.
to.
For what seems like a minor character, but actually,
right.
Yeah.
But it actually has a huge impact on the story.
There you go.
But you needed that kind of character because I mean,
Yes.
Odin is Odin. Odin's the
Yes.
the main dude, the god,
he's the Allfather. Yeah.
he's the All Father. And
Yeah, you needed that.
if you think about like who
Right.
else could have pulled that off, I cannot. I mean, look at the old school big name actors.
Dude, I wanted.
None of
I
them.
was trying to think of a smart ass name so fucking bad, like nothing came to me, dude.
Pee-wee
gonna be
Herman.
I was gonna be like Steve Buscemi, bro. Like that guy could have fucking like rocked it out, bro.
No, I mean, 'cause, like, but to me, like,
Pee-wee Herman
big name
as
actors,
the
like,
old
you
father,
play-
as
play like a
Odin.
tough. I
Yeah.
mean, at that time, I mean, you have Al Pacino, you have fucking Robert De Niro. Those come to mind, but they're too set in their own ways as being as a fucking mafioso, as a Italian.
I
dude.
think Pacino
Doesn't
would have
work.
been overkill.
he would have
Yeah.
fucked it up.
He would have fucked right. Yeah,
Would've,
Pacino
man.
would have been overkill.
Right?
it
He
up.
would have.
And
Imagine?
I think
Oh, yeah.
Pacino, dude, can you imagine that shit? Like, hooah, I smell a Viking in here. Like,
Yeah, bro. No, it's
take your power from you.
That's what I'm saying. Like Al Pacino, they're great actors. I mean, he's a great fucking actor, and Robert De Niro. But they're it's like The Rock. The Rock plays the same fucking character.
They're kind of typecast.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Rock plays the same fucking
yeah.
character in every fucking movie. Vin Diesel, same shit. So do they.
Right? Or like when
Anthony
they're
Hopkins
like,
has fucking range, dude.
Right, exactly. Like Pacino would have been overkill. De Niro would have been like
Like The
you
Godfather.
talking to me?
You think that's your hammer there? That's your hammer?
That's a good hammer.
That's not your hammer. That's my hammer.
Oh,
I
yeah?
gave you that hammer.
Okay.
You know, like
Can you banish me, Thor? Can you banish me?
Can you?
You know? I mean, hey, Christopher Walken, bro.
like, hey,
You're not worthy.
right? But you like, hey,
You got the armor.
You got it all wrong.
you got the moves, but you're talking to my man all wrong.
No.
Get
Say
your ass-
something Odin would say. Don't fucking
Yeah. Get your ass to Midgard. Like fucking like,
Big guy.
like hey.
The other day, I was like nitpicking the whole fucking movie. Like, how the fuck?
Oh wait.
Oh,
Cat-
are you gonna
Cat
do this?
Dennings.
Dude?
Cat
Dennings.
Dennings.
Cat Dennings
Really,
on the
dude?
screen, ladies and gentlemen.
It's fine.
Over Padme? Really?
What's the other fucking chick's
Walking away.
name? Naomi.
I don't know what.
No.
I'm to say
Padme?
what I'll say.
Padme, yeah.
Shut up,
Anyway.
Bobby.
I'm singing to Cat. Okay.
Well, okay, that time put the mic away from your face because I can hear you, Joel, trying to hear Marty.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman. So is the whole thing's like, how the hell like you fall madly? I mean, I get it. 6'2", baby
That
eyes.
was weak. That was
Like
weak.
you all of a sudden, like in 3 days, you're fucking head over
In
heels.
love
I
with-
would
yeah,
die
yeah.
for you, fucking in love. Like,
Yeah.
It's Viking
No, that was
pheromones, dude. That's what it is.
The Viking pheromones.
That was,
Of course,
that's
yeah.
the weakest fucking love story
Yeah.
ever.
See, that's just
Still a
what,
better love story than Twilight.
that's
Yeah.
just what happened.
They fucked it up, man.
Mickey, that's just what happens. What?
No, so that's just what happens when you know everything about the 9 realms.
Oh yeah, that's true.
When he's
He
like,
impressed you with his brain, dude.
I mean, it just goes to show you like 50 Shades of Grey. If you have money, you're good. You're God. Fuck it.
I know, right?
He's got big brain energy, bro.
You know,
Leave him alone.
best love story in the whole
got-
Marvel.
he's got
the
big
whole,
hammer
the whole Marvel
energy.
universe is Bruce Banner and Black Widow.
Black Widow. Yeah.
That's the most amazing.
Hey, big boy.
So
Hey.
okay, so now we're at the scene in the movie where you see a bunch of yokels trying to pick up the hammer, right? And they're like trying to track their
bunch of
pullets,
10-4
trying to do all kinds
regulars.
of stuff and everything. Right, a bunch of 10-4 regulars.
I got another trivia.
Okay, so hey, before you get to that, dude, like I was watching this on the rewatch and I was thinking, like, man, like how funny would it have been for some like just random ass redneck to just go like, "Hey, I found a hammer," and he's like going around his house like hanging pictures with it and shit.
That would have been hilarious. That would have been so freaking funny.
Like the redneck that like nobody fucking likes, or
Yeah,
like they
like-
pick on him and shit.
Yeah, 'cause he's
like
like-
the
he's-
Steve Rogers of that town.
Yes, exactly.
And he's just like, what's everybody?
right, like
What are you doing?
you know, all
I was afraid that I was making too much noise.
Well, you twisted it and it fucking sounded like an earthquake in my ear.
What are you doing with that?
I'm sorry.
What are you doing with that
I
microphone,
stopped talking. I was like,
Oh, it's because Kat Dennings came again, and I
bro?
was
You
just trembling.
lost your cool.
Yeah.
okay, dude. I'm not saying she's not pretty. I'm just saying
Don't
like
you don't
I'm just
you
saying I
finish that
prefer Natalie
sentence.
Portman, dude. Like I think Natalie
Don't
Portman,
you
dude.
don't
Like,
you
yeah.
dare.
I'll take Padme all day, dude.
Don't you dare! You're
Well, I
gonna
mean, like,
take,
if
you're
you
gonna
look at-
take my fist and
Again?
I mean, I'll take Julia Roberts right now at her age than Natalie Portman.
like it's the third time this week. You know,
Right, like, dude, I still can't shit right, dude. Like, thanks, man. Fucker.
hey yo, what the
Wait, what?
fuck? Keep it PG.
they're talking.
This podcast is not PG. We already fucking. It's in the disclosure.
Do you know how many
Parental
F-bombs are
guidance
out
of-
in here, dude, to be PG? No.
I'm gonna keep trying.
All right. So, Kat Dennings, you were saying?
No, we'll go back. I'll get back on Kat. In
Oh,
a
what's the
second,
trivia?
but-
What was the
The trivia. Straczynski.
they're hiding
So-
her best assets in this movie.
Yes. The first guy that tries to pull the hammer is Michael Straczynski, which is
He's a comic book artist.
yes,
Or writer, sorry.
Writer, thank you.
Great,
Yes,
for
so
Thor.
he
That fat fuck?
actually wrote. Yeah, did you?
That fat fuck. God damn, dude.
Okay, so first of all, he's a comic book writer. Like,
I
he's
didn't know
not
who the fuck he
freaking-
was, bro.
Well, you're not supposed to be like a bodybuilder. Like
It wasn't who Thor was based on in the comics. He
Like-
wrote him.
He just wrote the shit. He just wrote the shit.
So he wrote what he wanted to be. Oh, the whole running gag where she
Getting hit
runs
with the
somewhere
car.
every fucking time.
Wait, what?
the running gag of him getting hit with the car.
Oh,
You kind of got.
I swear I'm not trying to hit you all the time. I just fact like like this is
I love how they turn into a cookout.
Yeah, that's
Right?
that's
Like,
what I
just,
was
yeah,
like-
it was like tailgating and stuff. They got beers.
And then you had the one black dude.
Like, if, dude, that guy showed up with bratwurst. If he's not worthy, I don't know who the hell is, dude.
yeah,
You know
bro,
what I mean?
like, that's the guy. Give him.
This
you
dude, when he's
know-
fucking just downing the fucking bud, like right before he drinks the bullet.
And then, of course, here comes Stan Lee trying to tractor pull the hammer out of the ground, dude.
Yeah.
I love how they hit his face right there.
Dude, you know that if that happened in El Paso, like there would be a freaking potluck in like 10
And
minutes.
a banda
Easy.
playing with.
That's what I'm saying. Like I love they made it. Like I was like instead of like some sausages on there, it would have been just carne asada.
Carne
And,
asada.
Right, dude?
Pico de gallo.
And like right there, those would have been pointy boots, dude.
yeah,
Like Colson would have showed up and he would have had the alligator skin pointy boots way, not the regular Oxfords way.
yeah. With Grupo Firme playing on the stereo.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh,
Carrindeo.
oh, wow.
I
Christian.
love how he's like flexing his abs
Yeah.
amongst all this.
Right? Like he just,
And you wonder why Natalie Portman fell in love with that. I mean,
right?
I mean, Kat Dennis looked at him and like she's literally fucking
Low-rise jeans,
I
8-pack.
fucking him and shit, and she's like, whatever.
He looks like an asshole right there.
Yeah, dude.
Like, he
And you
looks
know what?
like
If,
a
if
dude.
she
Total
would have
fucking douche,
said
dude.
that, if Kat Dennis would have said that in that part, like, he looks like a dick. It'd have been perfect.
Everybody would have agreed with him.
With her.
So Donald
you.
Blake,
say it.
Get it?
that was his alter ego in the Hulk comics.
It was.
Yes.
Yes.
So there actually
Really?
is a run of comics where
Well, in the Thor comics.
in the Thor comics where
It's in Hulk comics.
Oh my bad. Yeah.
Odin, I think Odin actually split him or something like that, or like he could only have the power every once in a while. So Donald Blake was like he actually was a doctor, but he
Right.
always carried like an umbrella or something with him. I think, which is part of the umbrella gag
Cane,
later.
cane. He
I want to
was
say
like a little walking cane.
okay, I might be getting mixed up because I think that's why they did the umbrella gag in when they show him later in
Ragnarok. No.
when he talks to Doctor Strange and he's carrying an umbrella.
Yeah.
I thought that's why they did the umbrella gag and not a cane. But anyway, but Donald Blake was an MD, and
Right.
he had whatever it was that was basically Mjolnir in disguise or Meow Meow.
Right.
as-
It was Mjolnir. Yeah.
Meow
and
Meow?
he could only Meow Meow.
Meow, meow.
Yeah, man.
And he could only call it like in times of distress when people were actually like
Right.
in big times of trouble.
Exactly.
And then he would turn into Thor and he would like Captain America out where he'd like get all huge and big again.
Right.
And then when he was done, he would go back to being tiny Donald Blake.
That's right.
And that was his alter ego.
I was all pissed. Like, you didn't have like a love relationship with
Sif?
Lady Sith. Like,
Sif.
No, they're homies, dog.
she's
Oh,
amazing.
they're all the boys, dude.
They're homies. You don't
Yeah, I
fuck
would-
the homies.
Were you a homie fucker? Is that what you mean?
You fucking homies out here, dog?
you fucking homies?
you want to talk about that? About Biggie and Javi?
That's gonna be the new like. That's gonna be the new term when somebody says something too gay.
Right,
Fucking
like-
little homie fucker.
You're a homie fucker. No, Lady Sif is hot.
I mean,
though,
I'm
dude.
sorry. The whole thing is like, hey, we got Xena and Jackie Chan walking
And
down the
Robin
block.
Hood.
Oh, and then that guy that's Jackie Chan or whatever. That was Raiden in the new Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, that was him.
I had a fucking IMDb though.
And I think his name is Hogan, actually in this one, like Hogun. I think that's his character's name. And then Volstagg, Sif, and I can't remember the other dude's name.
How crazy it is that, looking at what was this thing called?
The Cask of Eternal Winter.
So yeah, there you. Wow, that's
Cast of what?
Caskets of
Cask.
Eternal Winters.
Cask
Yeah,
that.
Cast of what?
Caskets
of Eternal Winter.
Caskets.
No, cask.
That was.
They're always
part-
calling it a casket.
Do they call it a casket? Shit, now I gotta watch it with captions.
That's
Oh, Nightcrawler.
Oh, why you so blue, dog? Just found out you adopted?
Damn, son.
So that's the whole thing. Like, so was he a frost giant baby or was he like a frost giant
No,
mix?
No, he's a frost giant baby.
Yes,
No, the king.
He's that's King Laufey's son.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So he's a runt of a frost giant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He just pulled some Sparta type shit, and he's like, I don't want it.
And even then, right? Like these, because they say like here's the scene we're talking about where like
Small
Odin
for-
found him, like he just lost his eye, which actually is actually inaccurate to the mythology and the comic books.
Yeah. In
So-
mythology, he gives up
He
his
gave
eye
to a witch to gain foresight
gain
or
wisdom. Wisdom.
Wisdom. I was going to say wisdom. Yeah.
wisdom. I thought it was like seeing the future kind of thing or something like that. But still, but whatever. He gives up voluntarily his eye to a witch.
Google it. We'll find out right now.
Well, yeah.
No, I wrote it down.
Oh, okay.
But still, it's like, okay, like normally when like in ancient civilizations when they do that, they would like trade sons. It was like, okay, like I'm gonna give you my son, you give me your son, and that way that's how we keep the peace. Because at any time, like if I screw up, then you could kill my son, you know, because he's already there with you, you know.
Okay.
So for Odin to just be like, oh hey, look, Frost Giant baby, hey, we're gonna make peace. I'm taking your kid, Tewacho, and like he splits. It's like, well, technically he should have left Thor on Jotunheim.
Well, yeah, but that's only when you're trying to create an alliance. But he just got done kicking the Frost Giants, you know, butt. So
The big
it's
brown
like,
Doohickey.
yeah, so I'm like, I'm not leaving anything, you know, like you lost. I'm just taking your kid to make sure that you don't, you know, do anything funny. Which it's kind of weird because
Again, seems like ass backwards. Like you would think, like, oh, like this guy, like I'm taking your kid. We should probably prepare for war because they're gonna come pick this kid up, dude. You know. And the Frost Giants are just like,
no, you don't.
Yeah.
No, so okay, so why would like think about it? Like in feudal times, right? What you would do is basically it's a hostage. So you would take, you know, your enemy's kid.
hence the switching is what that's what I'm hung up on.
No, but you're right. What I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying if you beat your enemy, you don't. Why would you leave your kid? Because you already beat them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's where okay.
Right. Like you switch it when you're equally matched. It's like, all right, let's chill.
Let's broker a peace.
Let's broker a peace. But if you just kick their butt, like,
Yeah.
why would you? Like, no, I'm taking your kid and don't try anything funny because I might come back and take you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So then now we're at the diner scene, and like I thought that shit was so funny the first time I watched it when he throws the cup down, like thank you, I'll have another.
Yeah.
Because that was actual old Viking tradition kind of thing or whatever and stuff. So they kind of like played up on that. The other thing that kind of got me on the rewatch was like he goes to the pet store and he says, I need a horse." And dude's like, all we got is dogs catching birds. He's like, give me one of those big enough to ride. And I was like, wait a minute, puto, like, you don't have dogs in fucking Asgard? Like, how do you not know what a fucking dog is, dude? You know, like, what the fuck, bro?
Well, have you seen their wolves? Their wolves are pretty big.
They are large. Big scary monster. Fucking Hulk. Fucking whipping a wolf's ass on the Rainbow Bridge, dude.
Oh yeah, I looked up. It was so you can gain cosmic wisdom,
Cosmic wisdom.
Okay, sure.
All
and
right.
it's crazy because he loses his right eye,
Yeah.
which is the same one that Thor loses in.
Oh, yeah. In Ragnarok.
Good
And actually, in the comic books, in like some of the later runs, and I can't remember who did them, but Thor, in an effort to like at this point, Odin has long been dead. The All Force went to Thor, so he's like All Father Thor now. Like he's like Rune King Thor. He's a bad motherfucker.
Okay.
With the full Odin Force like in him and everything.
Okay.
So he kind of does the same thing where he goes to the same witch to try and do the same thing his dad did. So he gives up an eye, and the witch was like, "Yeah, I've been there, done that, dude. Like you got to give something more. Like if you want more than what your dad had, you need to give more." So Thor literally gives his other eye, dude. So Thor like blinds himself basically. But
Oh wow.
through
Seems
the
a little more extreme.
right, but through the Odin Force and like the gifts that he gets from the witch, like now he has like permanent lightning eyes, so he can still he can see. But he's basically like seeing with the Force.
But see, that's one of the things that Marvel does that, you know, kind of piss me off because it's like you're giving up something, but you're not really.
Right, but it's not enough.
But no, but
You're
you're not
giving-
really giving up anything. Okay, but you can see. You don't have eyes, but
Right.
now you shoot lightning. Like, where's the sacrifice? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like Daredevil in the comics where it's like he's blind, but he can
still
literally,
see.
you know, read paint with his fingers. You know, like,
Right.
You're not really giving up anything. You know.
Right. If anything, you're getting better eyesight than you
You're
had.
getting better eyesight,
than
you know?
everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, like it doesn't
Like
really.
on Neo in Revolutions,
Yeah.
Matrix.
Yeah. When he was blinded, he could still see with the
code.
Matrix. And he could still-
Yeah, exactly. He might not have seen in color, but like he could see. You know.
well, green is a color, but
Yeah, that's true.
Like-
point. You know what? I would have bargained. I'd be like, all right, what can I get for a kidney? Like,
Right,
I'll give you a kidney.
like one testicle. What can I get for
I'll
that?
give you a testicle. Can I see like the lottery numbers?
Right.
You
Can
know?
I say?
You know, like I don't need lightning.
My
but
firstborn.
Yeah.
Right.
Jesus.
Shit, dude, how far are we in, dude? Can we take a break, man? I gotta use the bathroom, dude. Yeah. Can we take a quick break?
Yeah, go for
Can,
it.
can we? Are we allowed?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wait. Biggie's gone.
Take on me.
Now it's like,
Take me on.
funny because like my ex-wife's best friend in San Antonio, he made a similar comment. He's like, yeah, he's like, no, I'm a gay man. Like he was like he was a dude in the relationships, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, no, because I like dudes, you know, like, but he made the same kind of comment. Where he was like, yeah, because I don't like girly dudes.
Yeah.
You know, like, and which was funny because like his boyfriend was like you could fit him in your pocket and just carry him around with you, dude. Like he was a tiny little motherfucker, dude. You know, whatever. But he was not one of those really like extra flamboyant types, you know, like whatever and stuff. Which is, I guess, what this dude's looking for. But yeah, how like that's a whole weird thing that.
Hard time, baby.
Ooh.
Dude, no, come on, no, come on, you gotta.
Too big.
No, me, come on, you gotta.
It's too big.
No, got.
Ooh, I bet you to it. I've been told my head's too big.
Ooh. Not by anybody here.
That you guys remember.
That you remember.
You all passed out in my house before.
Oh. Okay, so to get back to work, this scene actually was like totally heartbreaking all over again, dude. When he goes to pick up the hammer and like he's not worthy, and he realizes he's not worthy, and he just like emotionally breaks.
It's on.
It's on.
74. You're hot. I gotta get out.
You sit all gingerly, like just.
Yeah, you fucked up already.
Yeah, we heard
Should
it.
just put it down on the couch. No, yeah, and then like, but my whole thing was like, dude, did your memory get wiped when you got banished or some shit? Like he tore off the things right here, took off your armor, said you're banished, and you didn't even know he was gonna send the fucking hammer back with you, and he literally called you unworthy.
Right.
Why would you all of a sudden think like, oh, just because I'm on Earth, like it's cool, dog.
Like, oh, it's
I'll
my
just-
hammer. I'm gonna go pick it
It
up.
just goes to show where he thought he's just a cocky asshole.
Right.
He's like, oh no, like it's my dad having a fit, whatever. And then that moment where he grabs, he's like, oh shit, he's being serious.
Because even then, I think that was something that like I had missed. I think watching the first time, in the banishment scene, he takes the hammer. He says, and Odin says, "I take your power," and that's when the armor kind of like flies off and stuff.
No,
so
he says when he says I take your power, he grabs.
that's when he
Mjolnir.
grabs the hammer.
When
Right.
it says like, for my father's this arm's armor, and then father before him was this side's armor.
Right. Thank you. But but still, like he tells him, "I take your power." So like, there's a scene where he says like, "Oh, I'm just a dude." Like, you know, when the destroyer shows up,
yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I'm just a dude. Like I can get killed. You know, whatever."
I'll just
you
be in the
guys
way.
go back.
He's not as
you can save Asgard,
right.
And
So
then
like,
I'll be the guinea pig.
And I think that's when he kind of like realized it, because he should have been like all those dudes that he ran through to get to Mjolnir, like he should have been able to handle them a lot easier, but he struggled with it a little bit.
Yeah, especially
like,
that big dude.
That big dude,
He was
you
like,
know,
"You're big." I fought bigger.
Right, you know, and then I think so. Like it did hit him. Like, oh fuck, like I'm not as strong as I should be. I'm not full power Thor.
Yeah.
You know, and he kind of broke him, dude. And he was like, fuck, like I'm an asshole. Like I need to stop being an asshole.
Which was a good moment of self-reflection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not you, literally, been the whole fucking Thor.
I'm sorry. But you know, I love it when you talk rough to me.
I know you do.
Oh, we know.
Talk dirty to me.
Since we're watching Thor talk nerdy to me.
I love it when you call me Big Papa. But at the same time, like it was more of a character, of like a moral judgment. Like, all right, you learn humility, but
Right.
it makes it seem like, okay, so Thor without his hammer, he's like
A dude.
he's
regular dude.
nothing, you know.
Right.
He's a dude disguised as another dude playing another dude.
Praying another dude, exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Like it would have been good to see him like struggle a little bit, maybe, you know, have like some sort of a, you know, fight scene where he could hold his own without the hammer.
He did.
He did when he fought those like 20 dudes trying to get to the hammer, and then he fights the destroyer who
Yes, but
annihilates his ass.
Yes, but then later in Ragnarok, like he has got that vision of like where he's talking to Odin, and he's like, "Are you Thor, the god of hammers?" Like, no, bitch, you're the god of fucking thunder. Like, the hammer was just always a conduit for your power. Like, you are the dude.
You are
So
the
so
god of
in
thunder.
so in this one, like when Odin says, "I strip you of your power," he literally took the god powers away from him, dude. So yeah, he's big and strong. And he knows how to fight and stuff, but he just didn't have the god level powers.
Right.
Yeah, he made him human, not you made him mortal.
Right. Basically.
I'm sure that guy's a human. He's still pretty strong.
Oh no, he's fucking yacked as shit, dude. Yeah, for sure.
I could take him. You know.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
In the ass?
I know you motherfuckers think
That
I'm
was a
weird.
fucking. That was a
Like you're so proud of that one too, dude. Like
Like a champ, you know.
like a champ.
I got them baby blue eyes.
Like
coming
you ever
at
had
me.
god dick? I've had god dick. Like fucking.
I'm all out of love. And this motherfucker, like, why would he even try to lift the fucking hammer?
Right, like you know, goddamn good and well, you're not worthy.
Yeah,
bro.
you know you're a dick.
Because he has to, like his ego, like he has to, like at least give it a shot.
But he's not
and look
his
at,
equal.
And look at the expression, like, yeah, all right, yeah, I see it. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do it.
Also, how the fuck did he just walk in there? Is that a projection of himself, or
He's making himself invisible to everybody in the room.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. Did you even watch the movie?
And another thing, like, you know, I would have loved to see what's his name? Idris Elba's fucking character, Heimdall, like origin story. I mean,
that would be a great.
Yeah, he just he's like a freaking badass, like bro, like
yeah.
you're in charge of the Bifrost, like you are, like everybody's afraid of you.
That'd be a good short movie, dude.
That would
Just
be a great, or even maybe a miniseries. That could work.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
That could work.
I see it being like a 45-minute film.
yeah. I see more like being like a short movie, dude. But kind of like the way they did Werewolf by Night, like something like that, dude.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
short, sweet, to the
Get
point.
the dude from what's the guy's name? He comes out in Community. The guy the rap he did. This is America. What's his name?
Oh,
Wait, the rapper, the what?
He comes.
he's the one that plays at the Han Solo's
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Donald
Yes.
Glover.
Oh, Childish Gambino.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, like he could do like an Heimdall origin story
Like him as a young Heimdall.
as a young Heimdall.
You need somebody with a deeper voice.
I think so.
more of a manly
Maybe.
look too, bro. Because
Or
Idris Elba's
or
Idris
they
Elba,
could,
bro.
or they could just get Idris Elba to like reprise the role and just like de-age him.
The him, Samuel Jackson style in
Yeah, or
Kingsman?
Professor X style.
Mrs. Marvel. Oh, okay,
Yes, right. And even this scene I thought was kind of cool, dude.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. You know, but when he shows up later, drunk, and he's just got this dude like casually tossed over his shoulder like nothing, just walking around with him. You're like, what happened? Oh, we drank, we fought. He made his ancestors proud. Like that's such a good line, dude.
I love what he says right after that. He's all like, I still don't believe you're the god of thunder, but you ought to be.
But like slaps him in the
Yeah,
face.
like taps his face.
he's a fucking Skarsgård. He's the Skarsgård. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, yeah. I still think that his kids they're not as good actors as
Oh,
yeah.
fuck no. I mean, no.
Is Skarsgård the elder? No, that dude's
Skarsgård.
a shit.
Skarsgård.
The elder.
He's a
Yeah.
shit. He's
The Scar sons don't
the
measure up.
the skinny one. I think he's a better actor than
The one who
young
played It?
No. The one that came out in True Blood.
There's like 3 of them. There's like a bunch
There-
of them.
Well, there's
They're like-
three. There's three, but there's two that made it big. The guy the younger one that plays It, and then the middle one is a tall one, tall, skinny, pretty
Okay.
blonde boy. Come on in True
Sorry.
Blood.
I just heard on the fucking mic.
The tall, skinny, pretty blonde boy.
Pennywise. So the dude who played Pennywise, that was the dude from John Wick 4, right? Like he was the vato?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the French.
Yeah, the
The one, yeah. No spoilers, but he's the main antagonist of that movie, right? Like that's trying to get.
I think he comes out in the trailers.
And
Well,
then
no, I mean spoilers for
and
like
there's just like one Skarsgård that it's just like the little known.
like he's like the CPA.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Oh, he's like the third Eli or the third
right.
Manning
It's like
brother.
the fourth Manning brother. Dude.
The
Like
fourth
that
Manning
didn't
brother.
play football, dude. Like he's just like a lawyer.
The older
like-
one. Well, I think it's the older brother that didn't make it to the movies.
Yeah, and like he
It's the middle one, and then the middle one. I think he's a better actor.
right? Like,
But the younger one, I mean, to give him credit, like I mean, I hated him in fucking John Wick.
yeah, which
Like-
that's how you know he's doing his job
That's
right. 'cause
Bill,
you-
right?
'cause you hate
Like
him,
Bill
yeah.
Skarsgård.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't keep track of them dudes.
Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah,
can?
but it's like that one Manning brother dude that he's just like a lawyer and stuff. And he has to sit around every Thanksgiving, like listen to them, like wear their rings and shit, talk about all their fucking football glory. And he's like, well, you know,
And he has more money than all of them.
Well, I
he's
don't
like,
know.
what happened to work today? Well, you know, I got a guy off a murder one charge, you know, because he was innocent and I proved it. And like, yeah, but did you ever throw 4 touchdowns in a single game? Shit.
It's like, he's like, bitch, who's handling your retirement money?
Right, like, yeah, you know, it's like that one Manning brother. Like, fuck.
All right. So, final thoughts on this movie?
3 out of 5. It fits. I mean, it does a good job of continuing the grand scheme of the build up to Infinity War, which is, you know, what matters. Not the best Thor movie, but good origin story.
Ditto. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I agree completely. Like, cause we always talk about character arcs and all that shit. So I
Right.
like that we saw it all. Like, fucking, he was like up here, arrogant, douchey.
Right.
Fucking got knocked back down here. Literally knocked back down to being a human. And then he was like, you know what? I see. That's what he was explaining to Selvig too at the bar. He's like, I had it all wrong the whole time. Like, you guys are the shit.
And you know what, dude? Actually, like touching on that, I was thinking earlier too, like how crazy that we saw Thor go through so much of a roller coaster, like of his character development. Whereas like a character like Captain America was like he was always Captain America, even when he was tiny Steve Rogers.
Yeah,
like he still
his
had that.
character.
He still had that big heart, right? Like he was still like I can do this all day. He was that motherfucker, dude. And like him being bigger, like didn't change that for him. Like he didn't go through that asshole phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yes, he became through some of the movies like disillusioned with the government and like what he was doing as a soldier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because,
But his core,
he's straight. He's a
but
straight
who
up
he was
patriot.
like at his core,
Right.
like never changed. And I think it's really cool, like how you can compare two characters like that are fundamentally like so different, but still do the same kind of job. You know, and they're still
Right.
and especially that they're both worthy.
Right. Yeah.
You know, fundamentally, that's pretty cool.
Like with me, like I love the movie. It was great. The only thing is with him is like they like rushed everything to like where his arc or where he'd been an asshole to become being worthy again.
Yeah.
Like it was just rushed. Like I understand they're gonna bring it in together.
It's kind of like your arc, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't have an arc. I'm just an asshole all the time, bro.
I'm just
He's the opposite of Captain America.
He's the opposite.
I haven't learned anything.
He's the
I haven't
anti-cap.
learned anything, bro. I'm still trying to learn, but no.
He's like, I could do this all day, but he means just talking shit.
Talking shit and drinking. I can do that all day, bro.
And I do.
And I do.
And I do.
And I have to go to work.
Will.
So yeah, overall, movie was really good, dude. It did what it needed to do to help.
Wait, really good compared to
Oh no, compared to like
Iron Man, Captain America, First Avenger.
no, this was right there. I think it was right on par with those movies, dude. Because even those like I remember them
It could have
fondly.
been a hit or miss.
Like I remember them fondly, dude.
It could have, but it
But it
wasn't.
But none of them.
Right.
It was. But I don't. I mean, obviously it's your opinion, and I'm
Right.
like trying to contradict you. But I don't think it measure up to how good Iron Man was, how good Captain America was as a movie.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Okay, well, no. Captain America and Thor they're on par. The thing is, Iron Man, if it wasn't, that was done perfectly, bro. Iron Man was done perfectly. Because that literally, if that one hit or if that one missed it, none of this would have happened.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Okay.
agree.
Sure. Yeah. You gotta. Okay.
That was literally just straight up set the whole genre. Because like after that, okay, we want more.
Okay.
So then we
Yeah.
start bringing the characters in.
And then-
we got Captain America, we got
So-
Thor. They were good enough to sustain it. Yes, they got better as it did another movies of them.
So I agree. So that's my point. Like this movie was riding on the success of the other Marvel movies.
Of course.
Okay. All right.
And Captain America was riding off of fucking Iron Man.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. Okay.
Because I mean, Captain America's movie itself, it was eh. Hence, I mean, I love fucking.
But if this has been the Marvel MCU
Oh,
movie,
no,
do you
no
think
way.
it would? Okay. All right.
I don't think so.
If Captain
Okay,
America
so-
was the,
okay,
if
that's
Captain
what I'm
America was the
saying.
first Marvel movie, that wouldn't have fucking lasted either.
I agree.
I just think because
I agree.
not a
No,
lot of
no, I
people
agree.
have like
give me
those-
Give me some love. Okay.
those other heroes as like their favorites.
Right.
You know, like how many people have you asked like who's your favorite superhero and they say Thor, or they
Right.
say
Right.
Captain America, you know, before
Right.
the movies.
Right.
No,
Or
no,
like, yeah, you
okay,
get-
but
like-
but to I mean, going on that same vein, who the hell knew Guardians of the Galaxy before?
right before they made
Yeah.
the movie and
Before
everything.
the-
Yeah, that one's a straight spawn from how successful
yeah,
the
for
MCU
sure.
became.
Right.
Without
Well, like,
the success
like-
of those
like-
previous movies, that wouldn't have happened.
Piggybacking
Right.
off of what you said, is like you would have asked me before this shit started. Like, well, my only thing was Captain America and X Men
Yeah,
as a Marvel. That's because that's what I grew up with. Well,
X Men,
mostly
Spider Man for
X-Men.
me. X Men,
Yeah, so
Spider Man
like
for me.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Wolverine's the best
Yes.
one.
Yes.
But Captain America, Iron Man, I never saw Iron Man anything. Maybe once in a
Right.
Spider Man show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, Marvel would be either Spider Man or X Men, and then Captain America.
Right.
Yeah,
But
It's
to have Iron Man, that movie
And it was
really
just
cemented every
the perfect storm
audio,
of-
the music,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
actor, fucking
yeah,
I think that's going to do it for us. Thank you for being nerdy with us once again. We will see you guys next time. I mean, let us know what you thought about the first Thor movie in the comments.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you would have liked for us to touch on that we didn't touch on that maybe could have been said about the movie?
Yeah. And leave a comment, you douchebags.
Or who do you want us to touch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now
All
that
right,
we thoroughly creeped them out
yeah,
with
now-
that.
yeah, now that
I'm
we-
looking at the Asian guy.
Now that we're going to get flagged. It was a pleasure hanging out with you guys again. Just remember, always be good, be safe. From me and mine, and you and yours.
Salud.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Prost.